This is huge for the Milwaukee Bucks. A massive announcement has come out of training camp that gives us some clarity on the opening day roster and, more importantly, Doc Rivers' plans for the starting lineup. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Nathan Burton, here on Bucks Digest, your number one source on YouTube for all things Bucks. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm going to get right into things. We're going to talk about Kevin Porter Jr. Some really good news out of training camp early on about Kevin Porter Jr. It looks like his role will be increased with the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to talk about what was said, what the plans are for the upcoming season, and why this bodes well for the Milwaukee Bucks and Kevin Porter Jr. Now, before I get into things, though, I do want to mention to you guys, please hit that subscribe button. You guys have been running this up for me for a while. Please continue to do so. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about what we know so far. Kevin Porter Jr. has been named the starting point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. There's been a lot of confusion and rumors about which guy might start for the Milwaukee Bucks and what this might look like next year. They signed a lot of guards in the offseason, albeit no bona fide starter, but there was some rumors about Cole Anthony. Ryan Rollins came back. We signed Gary Harris. There's guards on this team, and up until recently, we weren't sure who was going to start, but the Milwaukee Bucks are putting their faith in Kevin Porter Jr. Doc Rivers spoke about it on the first media day. He said, you think about scooting his career, he started out as a high draft pick. They put the ball in his hands. He could literally take any shot, and he did, He went on to say now he comes from, not playing at times, coming off the bench and almost being out of the league to being back and starting. And that's a huge responsibility for him to run the team and still be aggressive. So it's obvious from those comments that he will be starting, and they want him to, go back to his aggressive ways. It's going to be interesting to see what Kevin Porter is capable of when he's running this team. It's a fun little full circle moment for Kevin Porter Jr. A lot of people don't realize that he was actually drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks back in 2019 with the 30th overall pick. Now, he was subsequently traded at the draft, but it shows that they've had some faith in this guy from the beginning, and it's a full circle moment. He's now going to be a starting Milwaukee Buck. It must be exciting for Kevin Porter Jr. and his camp. So what does this mean for next year? What is it going to look like? I mean, Kevin Porter Jr.'s stats right here, he averaged 10.3 points, 3.7 rebounds, 3.4 assists. This is on limited minutes. You would expect to see these numbers increase in starters' minutes, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting because we all know the real plan for next year. We've heard Doc Rivers and John Horst talk about it. We're going to see point guard Giannis or point forward Giannis fully unleashed. They expect Giannis to have the ball in his hands all the time. So the question is the starting point guard role really that big of a deal? Is it just a semantic thing? I don't know, but we know that Giannis is going to have the ball more often than not. So Kevin Porter Jr., even though as a starting point guard, you'd think you'd have the ball the whole time, he might still be playing off ball. Hopefully he can improve his shooting, especially from the three-point line. We know the plan with Giannis is going to be drive and kick, and we're going to surround him with great shooters. Hopefully Kevin Porter Jr. can fit into that mix, and both these guys can end up putting up some assists as we go through the season. Now, let's look at the guards on the team. Kevin Porter Jr. is going to start. We have Cole Anthony, as well as I mentioned, and Ryan Rollins showing up third here, although I would maybe put him above Cole Anthony on the depth chart. Then we have Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green, and Gary Harris at the shooting guard. Now, it's going to be interesting. Ryan Rollins is a really interesting situation. He's battled and earned the trust of Doc Rivers over the last year or two. He is a tenacious defender. He's a guy who has almost a 7-foot wingspan for a guard, and he's going to probably play his way onto the floor a lot this year just defensively. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of role he can carve out for himself as well. It's been interesting to listen to Doc Rivers talk about the guards. He said, we don't really look at point guard, shooting guard. We just have a group of guards we like, and we're going to roll them out there as we see fit. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ryan Rollins and Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, these new pickups do fit into the guard rotation around starter Kevin Porter Jr. and, of course, point guard, pseudo point guard Giannis Antetokounmpo. So what can we expect? Kevin Porter Jr., we know his game. He is a great scorer, a 3-level scorer. What surprised us last year about him was his defense was better than average. He's great at jumping passing lanes and getting steals. He had a couple 5-steal games down the stretch last year. So it'll be interesting to see how he shows up in the box score, playing starters minutes. The real knock on Kevin Porter Jr. in the past has been efficiency. I mean, he started a bunch of games back in 21-22 for the Houston Rockets, but it's always been about his efficiency. His assist to turnover ratio was not great, about 5.5 assists to 3.5 turnovers. He is going to need to be much more efficient than that to keep a starting job with the Milwaukee Bucks. But he was younger. There's a lot less pressure here with Giannis leading the team. Hopefully his game has matured like he has. And, we see a different version of Kevin Porter Jr. this time around. Now, it's worth noting that John Horst came out and said that the season roster is absolutely not yet set. He was talking about the entire team. He said we have 21 players in camp that all deserve a chance to be on an NBA roster. We're really excited about some of the guys we picked up and their opportunity. He thinks that the competition is good for the team. It's going to push guys to be better, and he wants the best 15 players, plus 3 or 4 two-way contracts. So nothing seems completely set in stone for this roster, especially as you get down the tail end of the bench. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting camp. These guys are going to be fighting for roster spots, but Kevin Porter Jr.'s one seems safe, and it looks like he is going to be in a starting role. So Kevin Porter Jr., guys, I want to know what you guys think about him as a starting point guard. Do you think he's an NBA level starting point guard? Do you think this is a good job for him and he's going to have a chance to show us something that he hasn't in the past? Is there someone else on the team you think should be starting instead? Let me know what you guys think down below. We'll be back soon on Bucks Digest. Go Bucks, go.